No, I want you to. Hello, hello, hello. Congresswoman Waters, I just came to use my congressional authority to check on those.
Ma'am, we'll lobby securely now to all visitors.
Excuse me, I need to get in.
Contact our public appearance.
I need to get in.
What are you hoping to do, Congresswoman?
I just want to see David Werta. Right.
Would a congressperson normally be able to enter the...
Normally, yes.
What is happening here?
Well, there were some of the authorities, I don't know who they were, and I'm trying to get in to see David Werta, who they have arrested. He is the head of SEIU local union here. I don't know why he was targeted. I don't know what they're doing with him. I don't know whether they're going to deport him. I want to report back to my office about what's happening, but they have...
You want to say?
No, I want you to... Hello, hello, hello.
Well, hello there, partner. Go on and hang up your hat, grab yourself a whiskey, and pull up in the easy chair. We're coming off the range of 9 to 5s with a whole herd of news stories that we've been steaming over like a cow patty in the Texas heat. As they say, the chickens are finally coming home to roost. And we're here to ruffle some feathers and ensure accountability ain't just a concept, it's reality. It's that time where the day's drama casts its longest shadow. So let's light a candle to the chaos of current events, the whirlwind of politics, and the tangled webs of corruption that we find ourselves entwined by. It's time to ramble our way into the twilight. Welcome to Sunset Rants.
Hello. You are... Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
You're muted again. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Sunset Rants. It seems that my co-host is having some technical difficulties, so let's get this show on the road and let's see if we could get oh, hey Brian.
Hey, just popping up here for moral support. I don't know what's going on today, but yeah, hell of a weekend. Nothing much has changed as far as big stories go, but maybe the fallout. Actually, let's get Tay up here.
Yeah, little. I don't know. Sorry about that. What up, team? Yeah, I don't know what that was. Sorry about that. My tablet that I stream on for this did an update, and it's just been acting weird. So I'm using my phone. Is it working or no?
Yeah,
Oh.
You look good.
I know. All right, so take it away. Finish what you were saying.
Oh, well, I was welcoming everybody to the show, and yeah, we got really interesting topics to go over today, and hopefully everybody kind of shares the same feelings or whatnot. But I'm Dee. You can find me on X and only X at Cynical Latina, where I like to just have fun and troll, and allegedly getting deported soon. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to the journey. And take it away, bud.
Yeah, what up? What up, team? Glad to see you guys here. My favorite piece of shit, Tay. Welcome back. If this is your first time here, we'd love to see you. If you're returned, love you just the same. We always appreciate you coming. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm not too sure what happened. I don't know if it's because there's a bunch of tornadoes or it's just the tablet. Or I don't know what's going on. But we will keep on going. You can find me on X at AP2T. It's going to be my handle for pretty much everywhere. Actually, it is everywhere. And we got some fun stuff going on today. Nothing that you guys haven't heard about before. So, oh no, what's this? No, breaking news that no one's ever heard of or would have guessed would have happened. ICE protests held coast to coast as national movement occurs after LA arrest. ABC's had whoever did the web did this right here. They fucking bunch of weirdos. I don't know if they did it on purpose, but got a little cutie patootie here with the flag. Well, only one good flag there. It's the middle one. So from news, as people continue to be arrested during immigration raids across the country Tuesday, protests of rural Los Angeles spread coast to coast while taking a stand against the detention removal of suspected law-breaking people, illegal immigrants. Actors gathered in New York, Boston, Chicago, Dallas, Atlanta, and elsewhere, rebuking Trump's administration tough stance against migrants. Tough stance. This isn't a tough stance. This is the same stance that you guys were just getting away with. No Juan is above the law. That's what the Democrats always say. No Juan is above the law. Which Democrat leaders in California have said has contributed to a sense of fear across communities? Nah. Then what do we got here? Let's scroll down. The protesters are taking place as federal immigration raids continue across the nation Tuesday, including a targeted enforcement operation in Los Angeles, according to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, as well as a raid at a meat processing facility in Omaha, Nebraska. That's like half their population right there. Shit. ICE posted a photo to its X account showing a person wearing military fatigues alongside federal agents, one with the emblazoned on vest, standing near a handcuffed person, a military Humvee painted in camouflage parked next to them. That's an overly detailed thing to say, picture someone arrested. The arrest happened in Los Angeles, ICE said. In Omaha, 2 businesses were targeted for federal immigration enforcement operations. This guy's saying a lot of words for arrested in 2 different places. Cell phone video at the scene of Clinton Valley Foods showed agents in green uniforms, camouflage clothing, and plain clothes appearing to detain several workers handcuffed inside a facility's lunchroom, where a motto is painted on the wall: "Together we achieve more." You're right, we do. Yeah, this is wild, kinda. I mean, I'm not surprised that this is happening, like by any means, you know. But you're a Mexican, you know. Well, how's your cousins like feeling about this? I know they got Jose a couple weeks ago for like that murder thing.
Well,
R.I.P. to his Christmas.
all my family that is here in the States is here legally, as it should be. So I'm not worried about any of them. And if they get deported, I don't know, maybe they were doing something dumb that they shouldn't be doing. Most of my family are Democrats. So, if they get sent back to Mexico, I'm not going to cry about it. And the thing is that it's not like cruel and unusual punishment where they're like beaten and detained and all this stuff. They get detained, processed, fingerprinted, and sent back home. So they'll be fine. I'll see them on the other side someday if I ever go visit that shithole. So, other than that, I'm mostly kind of pissed off, I guess, because you have this group of people and they're trying to force their way in. If we just had an open border, I could understand that, people can come and go and they're whatnot. But, these are people that would not get accepted into the United States as legal citizens. That's why they're doing this. They're skipping the line. They're jumping the border. And that's just a way of saying it, but they're sneaking into the country, going around our laws, because clearly they don't care about our laws. They don't care about this country. So they're sneaking into the country, doing their shenanigans. I don't care if they come here and just want to work and they just want a peaceful life. I really don't care. And then you've got the Mexican president saying that Mexicans over here should mobilize. I don't know, man, dude. That's just
She's part of the cartel. She's 100%
Ooh.
cahoots.
Yeah, no, and it's infuriating because, how is she going to say these people are just going over there looking for a better life? Like, how are you going to even say that? Shouldn't they just have a better life in Mexico? Like, shouldn't your laws be so not fucked up? And like, should maybe the way that you run the country would be better so that your people wouldn't have to flee to another country? And then you make demands of that other country to not arrest them and kick them out. It's because she don't want them either. They don't want these people over there.
They suck. The people there suck. They suck over there, and they come here, and they suck here. And
Yeah,
the
and-
whole point of coming, when they come, my family did it, your family did it, everyone else's family did it, for the most part, is they coexist. They integrate normally,
Yeah.
and that's fine. If people want to come live here, do this stuff the normal way, cool, perfect. But when you just have everyone taking advantage for years and years and years, we've said this many times, you take advantage. Eventually, you can't take advantage anymore.
No, and there's just so many like leftist arguments because they don't understand how Mexico is. They don't understand how the education system is over there. You have a lot of people that literally didn't get past the 5th grade. They literally
I don't even think they got that far.
Well, the thing is that in Mexico, you only get free schooling until the 5th grade. So if you're dumb, you don't make it past 5th grade. That's it. You graduate, you're done. So if you want to go to middle school and if you want to go to high school, you have to be getting good grades because you go through a series of like grants. So like I remember my cousins like studying. While we were playing and telling them, come play with us, they would say, no, we can't because we'll lose our grant. Like we need our grant to keep going to school. So they can't afford, so you have a bunch of people that never made it past 5th grade or before that, their parents pulled them out of school to go work. And they're the ones that are coming to the United States. So, if you come to the United States, you have a few series of like big rules, I guess, to get into the country, right? You need to be able to learn English. That's one. You need to not have a criminal record. You need to not have any kind of communicable diseases, no
That's
AIDS
true.
or anything like that. If you have AIDS, you can't come into the country and legalize. And what's the other one? Well, you can't really be poor because when you legalize, technically you would have to start the process in Mexico. You would have to start the process in Mexico through the American consulate and go through there. And they do. There's several fees and fines that you have to go through. So if you don't have the money for that, but if they don't, I don't understand. If they don't have the money to do all the fees and everything that's through legalizing in Mexico, how do they have money to pay a coyote $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 to get them into the United States?
Makes it think.
Either that, or they're selling their services either to like indebted to the cartels, to the Mexican mafia, work in exchange for getting them across the border. I don't know what it is, but they don't have that money. They're not. That's why they're not fixing legally, because they wouldn't qualify to come into the United States. They have to be able to show that they can support themselves without being a burden to the United States. And these are all things that none of them are doing. So they're sneaking into the country instead. And the reality is, especially with all the people that came in with Biden's open border policy, is that they were getting all these benefits, right? So a lot of people say, well, they're paying into taxes, right? They're paying their taxes. Well, in a lot of states, that's not the way it is. They're paying, maybe they are paying some taxes, some of them, but most of them are getting paid under the table. You got your construction workers that are probably getting paid under the table.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, they make like gardening services. They're not registered businesses. They're getting paid cash. Or now maybe they're doing like Cash App and stuff now. but they're not really paying taxes. The ones that are paying taxes are paying because they're using stolen social security numbers. Not one of them can get a job without a valid social security number. So they're stealing other people's identities. And so they give you an ITIN number. My ex-husband had one because my ex-husband was not a U.S. citizen, and he's still not a U.S. citizen. And so what he would do, he would, call Juan somewhere and get hooked up with the dude that would sell him the social security cards that makes fake IDs and all this shit. And they get him a social security number. And that's how they start using it. One day you get a letter saying, hey, there's suspicious activity on your social security number. You go out and buy another one because you know that your number's already burned. The social security office is looking into you because you've been using a fake social security. So you just go buy another one. They can't track it. And you can't get a new social security number. And that's how it operates. Unless you see how this works, you don't understand this. As a normie that doesn't have any illegal friends wouldn't understand that this is how the process works. So, okay, sure. They're paying, not willingly, but they're paying taxes, right? But the amount of benefits that they get when they take 6 different fake social security numbers and are getting, 3 or 4 different sets of food stamps. I knew a lady that was getting 3 sets of food stamps because she was using three social security numbers. And they're saying, oh, they're not skimming the system. Yes, they are. And, the only reason that they don't know this is because they don't know anybody that's illegal, that they have a very mentality of like, fuck this country. That's a lot of their mentality. I know my ex-husband, that's how he was. He was, fuck this country, fuck the police, fuck the laws here, fuck everybody here. So, when you have a bunch of people that think that way and they're in this country, like it's really alarming. It really is. And that's the way it is. And not all Mexicans are like that. Not all illegals are like that. But you bet your ass that a majority of them are.
Well, shit. Tell me more. I'm just joking. You just went on a whole thing. See, but
Man, I did.
That's a big thing. But we know that's the whole point of like why all of this is happening. It's because it's taking advantage. But, what we're seeing is just a bunch of fucking retards. Just a true bunch of fucking retards. Like, they're not, and I'm not saying the people like the illegals are though. I'm saying like these people that aren't even Mexican. These people, maybe the heritage. I have nothing wrong with the Mexican heritage. Like, I love Mexico. I love the women. I love a lot of my friends are. I love the food, beautiful culture and stuff. Minus like the whole drugs and gangsters and murders and missing people and sex slave and the heat and the dog beatings and the rapings. Everything else is great though. But
cockfights.
And cockfights and all those are fun. And doggy shows, great. But no, but here you have these people who are not even like Mexicans. Like they're like, if they are, they're like 5th gen. That's like me like sticking up for, what would it be? Like, I don't know. It's like me saying don't talk shit about conquistadors because my great uncle was a conquistador. Like, it doesn't make sense, And so, but they're throwing stones at cars on the highway. That's attempted murder.
Yeah.
They're literally taking like
bricks out of the ground, breaking off pieces of concrete.
Taking bricks out of the ground. They're taking what's it called? Deconstruction hammers, sledgehammers, and they're breaking off chunks of the sidewalk and the curb and the drain, throwing them at people. They're lighting people's cars on fire, lighting buildings on fire. Like, this is disgusting. And then now you have swapping gruesome over there talking shit about like how like we're throwing Marines over. Like, we have a government, a U.S. government agency trying to do the job that has been meant that they're supposed to be doing for exact reasons like this, and then you're talking bad about it. Why? What is this? Like, why? It doesn't make sense. How are you going to have people wearing other flags, destroying our country, burning our stuff down that the people that are supposed to be here paid for, and then be like, oh, we deserve to stay. Yeah, that's a great way to have a good reason to stay. Destroy an attempted murder. Perfect. No, get the fuck out of here, you dumb cunt.
Yeah, and the thing is that they sold this idea to, like children of illegal aliens, that it's an ethnic cleansing. But, this all started in the city of Paramount, right? It's right next to Compton. Okay, so you don't have like the best and the brightest there. It's a really, really ghetto, trashy area. It's there's a lot of poverty there. And I'm not trying to say that just poor people are stupid, but you have a lot of low IQ people. And you're telling them it's an ethnic cleansing. They're trying to get rid of the Mexicans. They're not like, it's like, you can't get any stupider, dude. If they wanted an ethnic cleansing, they would just go in there, lock the city down, and just like nuke them. Like, not literally, but like, if they really were just trying to kill Mexicans or get rid of Mexicans, it's an ethnic cleansing. Like, there's no way they're going to get rid of all the Mexicans by just going into Paramount.
Stop shipping rice to California. They will leave immediately.
The real issue is that they're being brainwashed because they're low IQ. Then they're going off their emotions, and they're deeply like getting triggered emotionally, and then they don't think straight on top of that. So you're taking these low IQ people that are getting stupider because they're emotional, and they're just thinking they're trying to get rid of the Mexicans, and that's just not true. They went into that specific city to arrest. It was 4 criminals that had extensive rap sheets. One dude was accused of or had been indicted for sexual assault with an object, amongst the other stuff that he had on his rap sheet. So they caught all these 4 dudes, but that's how it started. They saw ICE there. These were illegal aliens that had these extensive rap sheets with deportation orders, and then these retards just started attacking them. So, it's ICE. Dude, they're doing you a favor by getting these like criminals out of your area that, hide your kids and hide your wife because they're going to come rape you, So I don't know. I guess, that's like my thing on it. And yeah. So I guess we should.
So they're even coming to your state. Like, I think it's like it's over in Austin. Austin is like a fucking like pussy bitch liberal city too, like Seattle is. And even Abbott's like, yeah, you can protest fine. Like, you want to protest peacefully, that's your God-given right. But, it says here, it's like, but once you cross the line, you'll be arrested. Fuck around and find out.
Yeah, no grills. But,
like,
I mean, aside from that, I think it's a good time to probably transition to the next one. Because we've been on this one for a minute.
All right.
Yes.
All right, Ted Jr. gives the yeet all members of the CDC's Vaccine Advisory Committee. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Secretary of Health Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is removing all 17 members of a key advisory committee that helps craft vaccine policy and recommendations for the Center of Disease Control and Prevention. Do you know who these people are affiliated with? I do. This is the great
Big Pharma.
No, they aren't. Either they've switched. Like let's keep reading. Kennedy made an announcement on Monday afternoon in a press release from the Department of Health and Human Services and an opinion piece published by the Wall Street Journal. In his role as head of health and happiness and SASA, I'll just say HHS. This Health and Human Services takes long. Kennedy has the legal authority to replace members of the advisory committee and the immunization practices, but the decision to scrap the entire committee flies in the face of precedent and has alarmed the public health and medical establishment. As a clean sweep, get out of here, advertisement. Clean sweep is necessary to reestablish public confidence in vaccine science. Kennedy said in his statement, ACIP new members will prioritize public health and evidence-based medicine. The committee will no longer function as a rubber stamp for industry profit-taking agendas. Yes, and that's the big thing. I can't see it. The committee will no longer. Yes. So even during the Roni, and even after the Roni, like like if people that would work for big pharma, whether it be like Pfizer, whether it be like Johnson and Johnson, Pfizer, what was the other one? Pfizer, Johnson, Johnson.
Pfizer, Moderna, the Johnson Johnson.
Yeah, and all this. So, and then some other companies, they would go from working for the CDC, from big pharma to the CDC, and the people that were working for the CDC would go to work to big pharma. So it's all in cahoots. Fuck these cocksuckers. These people like just jerk off in each other's mouths and then swallow it down with piss. These are like the low lifes. They've been playing with people's health and like freedoms. You know, like even what was I forgot the name of him. This was like back in like the beginning of January. I mean, the beginning of February. I think it was. I think it was February 2nd or February 1st. We had it was a Saturday show with Dr. Speaker and this other doctor who ended up almost developing like a cerebral palsy kind of stuff because of the shot. I'm not talking shit. Like he really had like developed some stuff, and he was pretty well off and pretty well known as far as like his accolades and like who he was and what kind of surgeon he was. Took it, and now he's like his whole life has changed.
Yeah.
But you know, good. I'm glad that he did that. Let's see if I have anything else here.
I don't know. I think this is a real good thing. I think this is a real good thing because I think we need to stop just approving some of these drugs. You know, the clinical studies are flawed. A lot of these, like even when they did the COVID vaccine tests, right? First of all, they speed ran all those tests, right? So when Trump announced the Operation Warp Speed, I was like, I don't care who the hell puts this shit out. Like, I know how the FDA works. I am not getting this vaccine, you know, and normally it takes 10 years of testing and they have to do different trials with, you know, you have to have your placebo group and your control group and all that stuff. But it's still scary how they can manipulate some of these results. And then also how can you put it?
What up, Biddy?
Like, let's say you have a reaction, right? And they have to disqualify several people because of the reactions that they have, right? Mm-hmm. Well, like with Prozac, for example, they turned around and said, well, the reason that Prozac caused this effects on people was because they already had a pre-existing condition. And it's like, but you screen these people.
Everybody has
these
a
tests.
pre-existing condition.
Yes, exactly. And the reality is that there was so many adverse reactions to Prozac, but they kept it really, really, really hush-hush. And for a time being, they were prescribing everybody Prozac. Like you went in for PMS, like, oh my God, I'm bloated, I got cramps, I'm being a bitch. Prozac. Like, oh, my tooth hurts, Prozac. And all these people were having like really severe suicidal thoughts. Like they were having a lot of like really adverse reactions. And it was really scary. And I wrote a paper on this when I was in college the first time because my doctor put me on Prozac when I was like, I think I was like 19, 20 years old. They put me on Prozac and I had really, really bad reactions to it. But they rubber stamped this drug, even though it had so many questionable results from the clinical trials. But you know, the big pharma lobbies to have this like approved, and it makes no sense. Like some of these drugs need more testing, and they cannot just be approved because someone's getting paid behind the, like, under the table. You know, we need to make sure that they're effective and that the effectiveness of it, the benefit actually does outweigh the consequences, the damages, the side effects that these drugs are going to have on people.
Not going to. What is it? Pfizer's been around for over 100 years. It's cured nothing.
Exactly. Like, it's not about curing people. I don't think it ever has been.
About keeping them just alive.
just alive so that they could keep paying for the medications. And then one medication causes more side effects that then they give you another pill for and another pill for. It's never about curing anyone. It's keeping them alive long enough and keeping them sick. So I don't know. I'm glad that he did this. Hopefully it makes a difference. You know, I'm not going to put 1,000% faith in it just because I don't know, I'm cynical. You know, I'm cynical and I question everything. But I really do hope that it makes a difference, even though I don't have too much faith in it. But it's better than them not doing this. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Well, speaking about losing faith and not keeping people alive, let's jump into our next. Wow, that was a really bad transition considering what this is. No, this is a sad one.
Yes.
Yeah, so you guys haven't seen this yet. Government opened fires in an Austrian school, killing 10 and throwing the country into shock. Shooter opened fire at a high school in the Australian city of Graz on Tuesday. So today, killing 10 people, including teenagers, in one of the worst rampages in the country's history. Austrian police and hospital officials confirmed the fatalities, raising the death toll from an early figure of 9. The country's Interiors Ministry told CNN that the victims include children between 14 and 18. Interior Minister Gerard Kamer said at the news conference that 6 victims were female and 3 were male. 12 students were injured in the incident, some of them seriously, Kamer said. Graz University Hospital later said one of the seriously injured adults died on Tuesday evening. The suspect, a 20-year-old Austrian male who had previously attended school but not graduated, used 2 weapons, a shotgun and a pistol, to carry out the killing spree, or fatally shoot himself in the bathroom, because he's a pussy. Officials will not give the motive for the government. They acted alone. Police believe the 10 weapons he used legally. Weapons were seized at the scene and subject to forensic examinations. Officers are also continuing to conduct interviews as they investigate circumstances of the incident. The shooting pitched Austria into a state of shock and disbelief. I'm just trying to see if it has anything. No, it's a sad story, especially because this doesn't happen over there.
Yeah.
You know, but I was kind of thinking of because you're talking about Prozac and stuff. Just like here, every school shooter, they've all had mental issues and they've all been prescribed like these pills, like stuff like that.
Yeah, they've all been medicated.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's really sad, and I feel like the like the internet, the internet goes far and wide, right? Like they see these shootings happening and like the liberals over here like fighting for these causes, and most of these mass shootings have been done by some kind of liberal. So it could definitely be that they're in these
82% of murders happen through liberals, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So these echo chambers happen, and we can communicate through like chat rooms and stuff with people from other countries, where they become radicalized too. And it's like, it's possible that these kids or people or whatever, they don't suffer anything like what people over here, right, have like their complaints. Oh, you're anti-LGBTQ. I'm gonna go blow up, this or that. They don't have those issues where they come from. It's very possible, but they still get radicalized by our echo chambers and then go do something. Now, I'm not saying that happened, but it just seems likely, because why would in some place where they've never had anything like that, it just all of a sudden happens? Like mental illness spreads, y'all.
That's just the thing. It could happen anywhere.
Yeah. But it's sad.
Let's see. I'm asking ChatGPT, but ChatGPT is owned by Microsoft. So
Yeah.
it's not going to give me
But
the
it's
answer.
nonsensical. I don't understand why they have to go and shoot up a school and kill other kids, especially kids that are not. This was a 21-year-old, a
This has
former
nothing to do with
student.
bullying. Like,
Yeah, I think they just know that there's no security there. There's going to be no opposition.
evil will find evil. You can take away the
Yeah.
knife. You can take away the guns, they'll use knives. You can take away the knives, they'll use acid. You
Yeah.
can't take
Or
away the
they'll use a
acid.
car.
They'll use blunt objects.
Yeah.
They want to. Evil finds a way. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter through anything. And even with
Yeah.
that, it doesn't matter. Like, you know, like you're gonna have a gun-free zone. Like, was it 90% of like all shootings are done like illegally? Well, shootings are just done illegally in general.
Yeah.
Like when you're intending to murder someone and it's not a self-defense. Yeah, we'll see. I guarantee you, like, if he shot himself, he probably used a shotgun. So, you know, obviously he's not going to be, it's a headshot, he's not going to be interrogated. But the guys are going to find his information, and he's probably some weird fucking nut whose parents are glad he's dead, but they're sad because now they're affiliated with murder. Fucking pussy. I'm glad he's dead. Because he would have had a terrible time over in those prisons. Actually, I wish he was alive, so he would.
Right.
What a bitch.
Oh, we're getting some news that breaking news that Gavin Newsom is live on X right now. Like, I wonder what he has to say too about like everything that's going on in LA and how
Can
the
we watch
Marines are
it?
going to come in. I don't know, because Brian, our producer, is also saying that that one of our stories. If I don't know if you could look in our chat, our studio chat, but that's where
No,
we have the details on that.
No, I don't have it. I might have it. Let me see if I could.
Can you look at your phone?
No, I'm using my phone.
Oh, you're using your phone.
Yeah, ever since I had the update on this tablet.
Okay, so we're the fifth story, we're not doing that one, just to let you know. I'm sorry, the sixth story, or what
And
is
by
that?
the way,
The fourth story.
Trump, he's not opposed to lawlessness and violence as long as it serves him. What more evidence do we need than January 6th? Ask everyone. Take time.
Nobody cares
to
about
reflect
January 6th.
on this perilous moment. A president who wants to be bound by no law or constitution, perpetuating a unified assault on American traditions. This is a president who in just over 140 days has fired government watchdogs that could hold him accountable for corruption and fraud.
What a weenie.
What a cunt. He's such a pussy. You saw how Antonio Brown's like, yo, you're a bitch. I fucked your wife.
You know, his wife, like in the middle of everything, like, right, like LA is burning down and his wife is out shopping in Beverly Hills.
So this is a good one. Today's the 9th, right? No, yesterday was the 9th. So this came from JD Vance News. Attorney General Pam Bondi is reported preparing to charge Alejandro Mayorkas with treason, alleging he intentionally permitted 20 million undocumented immigrants to enter the U.S. and that claim to undermine American sovereignty.
Well, it's about damn time.
Good.
We've all known this, though. We've all known this, and weren't they trying to impeach him for a while? Like Like, this has been a big deal. And the fact that they were all saying during Biden's administration that the border was secure. But yet these caravans of people were coming in and like
Not even from Mexico.
20.
Or they're not even
No, of
Mexican.
course not. No. And when they get deported, they'll say that they're from Mexico so that they could get deported back to Mexico and have an easier chance of getting through the border instead of having to return back to like all the way to South America, have to travel all the way back up Mexico to get to the border, or if they're coming from another country to come, like if they're coming from Haiti to have to, get on a boat and stuff. Like, it's just really frustrating. And if Governor Newsom would have just done his job and actually enforced the law, and instead of telling LAPD to stand down, like they literally told the LAPD, do not assist ICE. We stand up for the community. We're going to help the community. So what? You're going to help the illegals get away? Like, you're going to help people that are throwing like Molotov cocktails and setting cars on fire. You're going to help them. Oh, here, let me light that for you. Like, what?
These
Like,
people
they're
are
like
fucking delusional. Like they're
they're
literally
cutting the balls off the LAPD, and it's just ridiculous. If he did his job, then Trump wouldn't have had to send in the National Guard, because federal law supersedes state law. That's why you're part of the union. Like, that's it's not what California wants. You
There's
have
this,
to follow the federal law.
so there's this thing, this guy's like, Homeland Security agents shot me and other journalists with pepper ball bullets yesterday in LA, and it showed like a welt. Then this lady's like, better put some ice on it.
Ooh, burned.
Don't get near
Yeah, I
don't get
saw
near
that
the ice.
picture.
It'll catch on ice. No, these people are just fucking maniacs.
Yeah, and if they weren't out there doing shenanigans and fighting with the police, fighting with the authority, like, they wouldn't be getting shot at. Like, they wouldn't get shot
These
at.
people
So,
don't even believe in this. These people are just losers. Like they generally
yeah,
don't believe it.
but-
They're just here because their personality sucks. They have nothing going on, and this is their time to feel alive and have something going on. They have no personality. They're NPCs. They've complete brain rot. Like, and so yeah.
This is what
They
I
should
don't
let the
get.
horse. Hey, guess who wrote this? They should let the horse beat him back with its meat stick. Fuck this guy hitting the horse.
That was me.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was me. But like, where do these people get all this free time to be out there like rioting and protesting every damn day? Like, I don't know.
Because they don't have jobs.
I guess not, dude. It's annoying. But I guess we're gonna do our palate cleanser. Which one was that one? Was that supposed to be our... Yeah, there we go. Apple.
Ooh, what is this one?
Well, you know what? At least all the rioters didn't get all the new Apple stuff. So they missed out on all these new features because they went and stole all the old stuff they have at the Apple store.
It's not like all that stuff's gonna get bricked anyway. Like, it's stupid. You can't sell it. You can't do shit with it. Like, we would have, when I worked at when I was a manager at a retail store, T-Mobile, years ago. Like, people would try to like block it, like rip the stuff out.
The displays.
I'm like, I have like the IMEI and serial number. Like,
Why
all
would
I
you
have
want
to do
a
is
demo?
yeah, I mean, like, all I have to do is scan it, and because it's a demo, I could just track it immediately. And
So
then
many low IQ people. Where's I find retards? We need to find I find retards so that I can find these retards in real life.
iTards.
The iTards.
And then with like an apple, but like a hand, like right, like this in front of it. All right, so let's go to this. I hate Apple. Apple. I'm sorry if I'm not talking ill will against people who own iPhones, but smartphones for stupid people. Apple's
I love my
WWDC.
iPhone.
Hey, you prove my point. This keynote this week gave fans a peek into changes they expect to see later this year on their iPhones, iPads, Apple Watches, and Mac computers. I do like the computer though. It's way
Oh, yeah.
overpriced. Way overpriced. But mine's lasted me like 15 years, and it's barely
Mhm.
15 years. It's still running on a thread, but I'll take it. The star of the show is the Liquid Glass, Apple's new design language coming to all its devices in the forthcoming software updates. The UI changes focuses on streamlining things and boosting productivity while giving most elements of semi-translucent look. On top of that, Apple Intelligence features are baked into most of the new updates. So all it does is that you could just, it doesn't do anything. It just
I don't know.
windows
It's
that are
really funny
translucent.
language. So it says it's the liquid glass is the new design language. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? And then
Look at the.
it's
Can we get the photo of like with the guy standing in front of it? It doesn't. This isn't anything new. See, this is what I'm saying.
no,
This
and
is what I'm
it's
saying. Smartphones for stupid people. Like, oh, liquid glass.
the
It's like the
the
tabs are
AI.
semi-translucent. What?
Yeah,
That's
the
nothing.
AI.
That doesn't do anything. That's not
No,
tech. That's just a coding. Unlike
but what the fuck does the AI is baked into it mean? It's a loaf of bread. I don't know. I love Apple. Don't get me wrong. I love my iPhone, but I've known for a very, very long time that they are duping us because they haven't really put a whole bunch of new stuff in it. Of course, the Android is like more advanced,
sure.
and I'm willing to admit that, dude. I'm not like, oh my god, no, Apple's better. No. It's inferior. That zoom that the those Samsung phones can do, it's freaking wild.
Yeah,
And
I
Apple
can
is,
take pictures of the moon.
yeah, I
Like
mean, I can
literally.
take pictures of the moon too, but they suck, So like, yes, I know that my phone is like the retarded version, like it's like the retarded cousin. But I still like the simplicity and how it links to all my other devices. So I've already invested in Apple products, so I'm going to keep buying Apple products because you can't just drop off and buy a whole new set of products, right? So I'm going to keep using Apple. I like how they work. I know how they work, so I'm going to keep buying Apple, but I know that I'm getting an inferior product. But
I mean,
that's
you
okay
can.
because
I have my what's it 25 plus same gestures. They're both open. They're both Linux based. They run the same thing. It's just open source, closed
yeah.
source. Like
Yeah.
just I like having a good screen, a good camera, good battery life, good charge,
Yeah.
good reception, good sound quality. I like having AP files, APK files. I like free things. I like having a bigger screen. I like having
I
the
don't
front of the
know.
brick. Other than that, though,
Maybe
other
it's
than that,
like
it's the same thing. Other than that, it's the same thing.
maybe it's like girl logic, but I bought those JBL speakers. What was it? It was called the Pulse 2,
Mm-hmm.
and it was pretty. It lights up on the outside. It
I
had
had
like a
one of those.
black
They're gorgeous.
screen over it. Yes, but the two, not the one that looks like they put a plastic case on it. That was my second one that I bought, and they're like almost $300 speakers. They sound superiorly inferior to everything else out there, but I bought it because I like the pretty lights.
Yeah.
And even the guy at the store, when I told him that was the second one I was going to buy, he's like, these other ones sound so much better. I'm like, I just like pretty lights, dude. Let me spend my money how I want.
Ooh, shiny.
Yeah, pretty
So,
much. So yeah.
You want to know something I do find hilarious though? Is like all the new iPhones are going to be synced up with like hardware and software linked up with what's Elon's internet service with the satellites?
Oh, Starlink.
Starlink. They're gonna have Starlink built
Really?
into it. Yeah.
Because I know T-Mobile is offering Starlink, and one of my friends signed up for it because you had to sign up for it, and he says that he had gotten approved, and like he always has reception no matter what. And I'm like, that's going to be the future. Because imagine like all these cell towers and 5G and all this bullshit, and you still never have reception. I don't know about you, but like where I am, it's a little bit more rural, and the calls drop like nobody's business. The internet's always going out.
No,
There's
my
moments.
internet's perfect. I get like on the network, I get about like 800 or 840 download and like 120
Well,
upload.
like on your phone.
Yeah,
Like
no, I'm saying that's I live in the
your
middle.
signal on your phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking Wi-Fi. I'm talking like I get, depending on the time of the day, I go anywhere from 400 to 800 from my house.
Oh yeah, see, like my phone, my
But I'm
calls
just in a
drop
good
all the
spot.
time. Everywhere where I drive, there's certain spots where I already know when I hit them, my service is gonna crap out. Like if I'm on a phone call. So like, and
You
this is
got
like,
you got a Samsung. It wouldn't be like that.
no, it's because the reception out here sucks because I'm in the middle of freaking nowhere.
Well,
So
also because you guys don't have the same the antenna bands. Like all phones are not created equal. Like
no,
you could have a
we
brand
have
new iPhone and a brand new like high end like Android, like a Google, and like the iPhone will have like 12 like antenna bands, and like the high end Android, high end that other high end phone will have like 20 something like different bands.
I believe it. I trust me. I believe you. Most of the time I just have my phone on Wi-Fi, but yeah, when I don't have Wi-Fi, it's so whatever. Like
Wi-Fi works, if you're gonna spend most of your time at
it
your house
does.
and like at the salon, you have Wi-Fi. Why the fuck does it
Yeah.
matter?
Yeah, exactly. So, but I can't wait to get Starlink. That's gonna be great because as soon as that iPhone 17 comes out, yeah, my dumb ass is gonna go buy it. But I
What was that
think
girl that?
it's time for caption this.
Yeah, we can. What was the name of that tall woman that used to always used to hang out on the show with us? And she had like an RV and a bunch of kitties. She tried to do Starlink. I think she's like over
Oh
in
yeah,
Tennessee.
yeah.
She's like everyone thinks I'm
Her
tiny,
name
but I'm
is
like
like
6 foot.
no, I know who you're talking about, but her name is like I'm really bad with names.
Terrible.
But yeah,
Oh,
I guess we should go to captain this, Brian, whenever you're ready, bud. See what we got. Oh. Oh my God, Lord help me. I think I'm looking at some illegals. That's so bad. It just reminds me of the shirt that I have on right now.
I
There's
just
a monkey on it.
I was like, I just see a group photo from a group family photo from 1850.
Oh, family photo. It's so terrible. This.
Doctors need to promote nutrition and getting to the root problems too, instead of rushing right to medication. No, that's right. I spoke to a man today, lost his wife 6 months ago. Oh my God. He said he cannot get into a grief group counseling program and he's on a wait list for it. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, that really is.
That's awful.
Oh, damn. We're starting to get a thunderstorm over here.
Yeah, I think it's still storming outside. No, I thought, talking about a wait list. This woman got diagnosed with brain cancer last year, and she lives in Canada, and so she has to wait another year before they're actually allowed to.
That's what's ridiculous is that the healthcare system
It's horrific.
takes so long. Even here. So I have a I have an appointment with the GI doctor, and I made it like last month. I think it was a little bit longer than a month ago that I made my appointment. I'm not going to be able to go see them till the end of September. So I'm like, I guess, you know.
Well, that's what? That's wild.
Yeah. So like, it's like, well, fuck me then, I guess, you know. And it's not even like good. It's not an enjoyable type of, you know, whatever. But, you know.
I'll buy you some diapers, don't worry.
Oh, it's terrible. Aw. Peanut, Fred, and Harambe, poor babies from Iris on YouTube. That's their caption. This. Let's see.
Everything was fine until Harambe died.
And then Brian says on Rumble, he says, Harambe, Peanut, and Fred. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
All right, guys. Takes out for Harambe.
That's right. They were all oh, that's so sad. I don't know. What are you feeling? What are you thinking, bud?
I don't know. I got nothing. There's some animals. It looks like it's just like a family photo. If like a bunch of random animals got together in 1850 and took a portrait before like one of them went to like feud in the Civil War. We all know which one was going to war.
Oh man, this was gonna be.
It's a raccoon because he's small.
Let's see if mine comes up.
I can't use anything right now, so.
Okay, well, I just posted mine on X, but it didn't show up because I don't know, the comments are kind of broken. But I put DEI family photo. Although you can't really tell if they're really DEI. Like, one of these has got to be trans. Which one would you say is it?
Definitely the one on the right. The eyeshadow one.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know, I mean, you could say that because the gorilla's got like, I don't know, like reddish kind of hair. You could say that's the liberal lesbian. I don't know. And then AK, the Holy Trinity of Noah's Ark. Oh, snap. I mean, yeah.
Compton, California. Compton Chicano street gang leaders put out a clip on social media declaring their area of Compton a riot-free zone, according to multiple reports. They said, without exception, violers will be executed on the spot. Fuck yeah.
What? See, Compton.
Yo, even the
around,
Chicos,
dude.
even the Chicos are like, yo, fuck your shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are my essays.
I don't know. I feel like the real hard people aren't going to be out there protesting for dumb shit like that. Like truly and really, if these are really hardcore people, like they showed this one dude that was out there like protesting and he had like an ankle monitor on.
Oh, I saw that.
Motherfucker, you're not supposed to be out. They're going to find you real easy. Like, what are you doing?
There's nothing. Here's the thing. LA has been a shithole. I'm sorry if you guys live there. If anyone is. Like, it used to be beautiful, but it's been a shithole for a long time. You know, just like there's always some like Florida man shit going on. LA guaranteed every other day, I'm going to put something on the news that there's going to be a cop that got shot. There's going to be a high-speed pursuit, or some crackheads raped another crackhead, or some blue-haired liberals are rioting somewhere. It's going to be that. At least in Florida, you got like gator fights, like duels to the death. Here's my gator. We got like
I saw,
hurricanes.
I think it was in Florida. It was a gator and an alligator fighting a crocodile, and that was pretty interesting seeing them go at it.
Yeah. No, if you so if you put in, you can type you put your birthday in on Google, like you put your actual birthday, so like date and year, like month, date, year, and in Florida, man, it'll tell you, like it'll pull up a news article, and it'll tell you what like your Florida man story is.
Oh my.
So
That's what
let's
I'm gonna
see.
do after the
Okay,
show.
guys, I'm breaking in. I apologize. Don't normally do this, but there is a caption this winter, and because of reasons, it's AK. The caption is the Holy Trinity of Noah's Ark. That is
yeah.
the winner. And
Let's do
so
it.
I will retire and leave you to close it out, land the plane.
All righty. Well, we have a winner, win-win chicken dinner, and I guess it's time to call it a night.
Okay.
With all our ramblings. So, what are your final thoughts? Your Jerry Springer final thoughts?
I swear I didn't know she was a man. No. Those riots are fucking stupid. Newsom's a fucking prick. He cannot take it. His whole state's tired of him. Even the Chicanos are like, yo, fuck this shit. If like the most hardcore people are like, get the fuck out of here. Like, it's all crybabies. That's all this is. It's all liberals because they don't have a voice anymore. So if you look, it's all just the liberal cities that all these crybabies are pussyfooting around. And I hope their parents
Yeah.
kick them out of the house and throw all their furry costumes in the bleach. Throw all their
In the bleach.
fucking HRT down the drain, and they tell these people to get a fucking job and live in reality. Scooting that sucked. iPhone people are still dumb, and yeah. Hey! I said all the Latinas can say. All the big booty Latinas and longbacks can stay. All the tortas can go.
Okay, well,
Torta free USA. Torta free USA.
on that note, my final thoughts are I didn't know she was a man either until I did.
I'm thinking of that, the Florida cop.
So anyways, deport them all. Fuera, a la chingada. And that's it. Peace. I'm Cynical Latina D. You can find me on X and only X. Proud American. Fuck yeah. Let's fucking go.
Tay, I'm your favorite piece of shit. Watch some Rumble. Thank you for staying. Hope you guys had a great time, and we'll see you same time on Thursday, 9 p.m. Catch you then. Peace.
So I got to thinking, there's MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. MAGA, Make America Great Again. But what we really need to do is make America follow the Constitution again. Motherfucker. That sounded better in my head.